All right, this time we have Oklahoma. From Oklahoma, we have head coach, Coach Gasso, student athletes, Nicole Mendes, Shay Knighton, Paige Parker, Paige Lowry, and Kelsey Arnold. Coach, general comments about the game, then we're going to open up for questions.
Well, first and foremost, whether we win or lose, we give the glory to God. Had the power of three throughout this entire postseason, and it was powerful for this group. So proud of them. I also want to thank everybody who worked this tournament. It was so well run, better than we've ever seen it. And I congratulate Florida. What a great, great team, well coached. They're tough. The battle that we had last night was unbelievable. And I think we still feel a little adrenaline from last night as well. But it was a challenge. And words cannot express. I still cannot believe that this happened with where we started and where we finished. There's so many stories. The journey was unbelievable. And I think if you looked at us in February, March, even parts of April, you would never imagine us sitting here right now with trophies in front of us. So proud of this group, their efforts. It was team. We had 17 players on our roster, 17 players. Everybody had to contribute some way or the other, and they did, and they bought in, and they just went for it. They weren't afraid. They didn't panic. They were fearless. It was still speechless. It was incredible. It was incredible.
All right, we're going to open it up for questions. Remember with the pages, James.
James Hale, Sports Talk 1400 The Ref. Patty, one of your greatest assets is your ability to decipher a game and go with your gut off a game plan, what you got. Tell us about this pitching rotation that you went with today, because it won you a national title today.
Well, we started with Paige, and she wanted the ball. And I think Paige probably could tell you she didn't have her best stuff, but she is the reason why we're sitting here right now, and she knows that. I know she knows that. To be able to give Mariah the ball, a freshman who's been waiting patiently, and for her to step up and do what we asked her to do in that setting was another reason why we're sitting here with a trophy. It's another reason why we're here, period. Then we bring in Nicole Mendes, thinking this would be a good matchup. She can keep the ball down. She can mix her pitches. We can keep them off balance. So everybody had a game plan and needed to execute it, even if it was for one inning. Nicole Mendes did exactly what we asked her to do to set it up for Paige Lowry. And Paige Lowry came in, and she was hot. She was ready. She was really, you could see her. I don't know how hard she was throwing, but it looked like 100 miles an hour. Adrenaline was there, and she was hitting her spots, just so confident. So to see 4 pitchers pull this off is a dream come true for a coach, because every one of them had a piece of this.
Joey Helmer, OUinsider.com. Patty, you guys lost your first regional game to North Dakota State, and we're 3 outs away from elimination against Tulsa. You win that game. How much did that change the course of your postseason, that comeback in those situations?
It was everything. I want to send them a thank you card for waking us up, and they did. And that scare is almost what we needed to step forward and say, we're not going home. Not on our field. We're not going home. And we've had some magical moments in this postseason, and what Sid and Cece and those guys coming big with home runs and keeping us alive. I don't know, that magic that happened at our field with our fans is something that we grabbed onto, and we just kept going.
Mayor Nagus, Fastpitch News. Paige Parker, last night you said that you were with Paige Lowry on every pitch. Today there were a couple of others. Just curious on if you feel the same connection with the other two.
Absolutely. I think the bond that our whole pitching staff has is something that is very, very special, and I wanted to be with them every single pitch, and I wanted them to know that, no matter what happens, I have your back. And I'm just so proud of this pitching staff. We've come a long way this year, and we worked so, so hard. And huge credit to Coach Lombardi, because she's the best pitching coach in the country, and she works harder than anyone I've ever seen. And I'm just so blessed to have her as my pitching coach.
John.
Hello, John.
George Stoya, OU Daily. Kelsey, you were the captain of this team this year. You kind of led by example all year. And the other day, Patty said you're the kind of like the unsung hero of the team. Is that kind of like how you led all year, just kind of leading by example? And, I mean, is that just, I mean, how's it feel to win your second national championship and you were kind of the leader this year for this team?
I mean, it's a blessing. It's an indescribable feeling to win another national championship. I just want to let you all know that my teammates are leaders along with me. It's not just me by myself. And I believe that when we all came together, Power 3, that's what you saw.
All right, John.
Patty, John McKelvey with Norman Transcript. You talked at times this year about this, you not having fun, that this team wasn't having fun playing together, and that it was difficult at times. What made it fun out there? What changed to make it fun?
I think once we figured out how to connect with each other, there was some disconnect within the team. We were feeling like we needed to repeat. That word was used a lot. We felt the pressure of being better, and that's not fun. That wasn't fun. And we finally got to a point where we said, this is enough. We need to stop this right now, because we're really not even close to being as good as we can. So these guys figured it out about the end of March, early April, right when we were starting Big 12 play, and it just kept growing. Our win streak was moving. It was starting to move, and you could see we had a loss to Baylor, and that loss made us better. And that's what I love about this team, is they take losses and they learn, and they make themselves better from it.
Patty, John Rohde, is it safe to say this is your deepest staff in 23 seasons? And can you take us back to the day you found out Paige Lowry was headed your way?
Well, it's the first time I heard about Uber. I remember that. I didn't know what Uber was, but she was working at the Hall of Fame Stadium with the U.S. team, and we had set up a visit, and she took an Uber. And I'm like, what's an Uber? I don't know. So she was broken. She was broken, and hearing her story, I'm going to tell you guys, you want to listen to this story, because it is unbelievable that this kid right here is on the bottom of this dog pile. She was broken and didn't love softball, didn't want to pitch, and wanted a change. And to see her growth as a pitcher and as a person has been so rewarding. And I'm telling you, to see her on the bottom of that dog pile, and then see, this pitching staff is so tight. The battery, Wodak, Hannah, they work very hard together. So I'm glad we got her, and I'm glad she's loving pitching again. I don't know how much sweeter it could be than it is right now.
Deepest staff ever?
Deepest staff ever, yeah.
Graham.
Shay, you were nodding your head when Coach talking about the team needed to be woken up in that regional. Why did it need to happen at that point? How did it get to a point where that needed to happen?
I think at that point we kind of were settling, and we thought, okay, well, regionals, like we can just roll through our regionals, roll through supers, and get to the World Series. We thought it was that easy, and losing to North Dakota State was huge for us, because we all had the wide eyes at that point. We were like, what just happened? And the fact that we all put our heads together, coaching staff, support staff, everyone, we knew that something had to change, and we figured it out, and we just went from there.
Cliff.
Yeah, Cliff Brunn, Associated Press. Coach, just your thoughts on the offense of being able to break through against what statistically was the nation's best pitching staff.
If you could watch the connection that JT had with our hitters. Uh, they had plans. It was fun to watch all of it come together. What I like about this team and our staff is we work as one. The pitching staff is right in the middle of the game plan. The hitters are right in the middle of the game plan. There's certain hitters that talk more than others, but they all are learning. This group right here will be great coaches because they're learning and they're contributing. And they had this plan and they executed it. I'm proud of JT as well. My coaching staff is phenomenal. They work and they connect. And his plan and the execution of these hitters is another reason why we pulled this off.
Gary Nemec of the Tulsa World, Ms. Gasso, ma'am, if I may. What you've done tonight, what you did tonight, and what you did the last 5 years might make you, gives you, I guess, a right to say that Oklahoma's sort of now the center of the softball universe, at least the University of Oklahoma, and college softball can be called that. Can you step back and reflect on that, or do you even buy into that after the run, now that you're on the run you are?
All I try to do is be the best coach I can for these players. When they commit to OU, I commit back to them. So our goal is to make them as great as they can. I don't buy into, we just want to win. If we're winning each year, that's great. And if we're not, we're going to try to win the next year. But we don't stake claim in being an elite program. We just play hard and we want to win. We won't own it. I know you want us to, but we won't own it. We're just going to keep working.
Matt Hofeld with Heartland Sports. Shay, back-to-back nights with a game-changing hit. Can you talk about being in that moment, and then also is there like a routine, or how do you deliver kind of the clutch, so to speak, on back-to-back nights on the biggest stage?
Being in those moments, I just try to keep myself calm, just stay relaxed, and just kind of not think about what if, just kind of go for it. And it paid off, but I just wanted to do everything for my team, and to finish this way is really cool.
Marin Angus, Fastpitch News, Paige Lowry. Coach Gasso says you were, this time last year, a broken pitcher. Can you even sum up all of the emotions that you're probably feeling right now and compared to where you were a year ago?
I can't believe it. I'm still very speechless and it hasn't really set in yet, but I'm just forever grateful that I got the opportunity to come here. And I can't believe how close and tight this team is, and I'm just so blessed and humbled and thankful and grateful. I don't have enough words to describe how I feel.
James.
James Hale, Sports Talk 1400 The Ref. Nicole, you jumpstart the game with your first at bat. Talk about that and what you hit. Also, when you came into pitch, you've pitched well this year, but did you have an idea after last night in the epic in the 17 innings that you might be out there today in the circle?
During my first at-bat, I just knew that I really wanted to get the momentum going, and whatever way it was, with a bunt, with a slap, with a hit, it didn't matter, but I just really wanted to show my team that I was there for them and that I knew that they had my backs, and so it just so happened to go over. And with pitching, it wasn't really, I'm going to pitch this game. It was just kind of, I'm going to warm up whenever I can, and if they call me in, I'm going to do my best to fill that role.
So you did warm up before?
I did.
Mary.
To follow up with the last one, what was it about Oklahoma that you said, okay, I want to visit there?
Everything seemed very real. What I saw was what I got, and I trusted what they were saying, and I believed that they could change me, and I saw it before my eyes, and I just really can't believe it. I'm just so happy that they gave me a shot.
George Stoya, OU Daily. Coach, you talked about it a little bit, but you guys started the regional losing to North Dakota State, and you won 4 straight elimination games. Then you swept Auburn, and then fought your way back to the national title game, and then played maybe the greatest game ever, and then swept Florida. So is this the greatest postseason run you've ever been a part of?
You know my phone will blow up from Lauren Chamberlain if I say anything. I think it was probably the most unlikely from how we got started and what we were dealing with, and some tough things going on throughout. And I make mention to the Nalipa family. Nicole Myers was a former player of mine who lost her child in a car accident. So you see our stickers since April, just lifting up that family, and we really bought into that. That little Kelsey was our angel through this. So through all of this, what we're doing is not focusing so much on trying to win games as much as just trying to lift others up. And when you're doing things like that, you're just not nervous. You just feel like you have a duty to do it. So we take on a lot of this platform to change lives. And I know that sounds cliche, but it's true. I think any one of these guys would tell you that this platform they're using to change lives, and softball just happens to be how we get to do it.
All right. Okay, Marion. Then Graham.
Marin Angus, Fastpitch News. Coach, you have had a lot of dominant left-handed pitchers. I mean, this is going back to Michelle Gascoigne and Kaylani Ricketts. What is it about the left-handed pitcher that helps make Oklahoma so dominant?
Any program in the country wants lefties on their staff. So we've started it way back with Jill Most when I first got here, and it just kept growing and growing. And we became kind of like Lefty University. I think that is what attracted Paige and this Paige and Nicole and so forth and so forth. So it's a lot to do with Coach Lombardi calling a great game and knowing how to manipulate or work the lefties in the strike zone. And she calls a great game, and not that she can't do it with the righties, because she can, but there's something about her magic with lefty pitchers that has won us championships.
Graham.
Patty, you've talked a lot here about kind of the ups and downs of the season and the challenges. I'm trying to understand. Was it ever a matter of a lack of effort that you were seeing? Was it a matter of a lack of focus that you were seeing? What were the actual challenges that they were trying to overcome?
At times there was a little lack of effort, and we would fix that immediately. I think more than anything it was just kind of a identity problem. Like, who are we? Where are we going? We weren't real connected. And that's where Kelsey Arnold, even Paige Parker, Leah Wodak, Nicole Penley, these guys stepped forward and said, let's figure this out. Let's really get this team on the same page. So we started doing more things together, but specifically Kelsey Arnold, from what I know, went out of her way to have dinner with everybody on the team. And she understood to be a good leader, you have to have good relationships with those that you're leading. And Kelsey Arnold wants to go to practice, go eat at Red Lobster, and then go home and go to bed. Yeah. That's her life. And so for her to step away from that and spend time with teammates and make dinner for them and so forth, she's the glue. She was a big part of the glue that brought this team together.
All right. Two more. Cliff.
Yeah, Cliff Brunt, Associated Press. Coach, you talked about pressure this year, but you've got one senior in your lineup, and you got all your pitching back. How are you going to keep them hungry?
Are you going to do that right now? Did I just tell you how much we hated that, and you're going to do that to? We're not. We learned a lesson. We are good at learning lessons. We're not going to let this get in our way.
Final question.
This is the final question, 2 parts. The serious part is he mentioned your lone senior. Can you talk about the significance of Macy to the team and her leadership playing for her, so to speak? And then also, you gave it a great effort to avoid the Gatorade bath tonight.
I'm freezing.
What
right now.
finally caught it? Who was it that finally caught you?
Well, let's go to the first. What was it?
Macy.
Macy. Macy. I could tell you that as a coach, you always want your seniors to go out the way they want to go out. She went out. How else can you go out? She really elevated her game. She committed more to staying in the lineup, and she worked. And to see her get in the lineup is something she's been waiting for 4 years. So to see her crack it and get in there and help us, she made some great defensive plays, and I think people just kind of take it for granted, but she's really saved our rear ends at times, and I'm really happy for her. And I don't know who got me. I started to see them surround me, so I just surrendered and just took it, but it feels good. Feels great. It feels great.
All right, Coach, ladies, again, congratulations and thank you.
Do you need a softball bat? Do you want to save $30? SoftballJunk.com is offering an additional $30 discount off the price of all non-sale softball bats on their website. That's right, $30. So the next time you buy a bat, go to SoftballJunk.com and enter the code FPTV30 during checkout. And wham! You just put a cool $30 in your pocket. This show is a member of the Fastpitch TV network. See all of our shows and blogs at www.fastpitch.tv